Hello and welcome to See If It Sticks. It's Monday, which means this is the news at Sticks.
Beep, 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 beep.
And this week we have an exclusive A-list guest in Dean Robinson, returning after his fantastic appearance on the show on Thursday.
He was hilarious, wasn't he?
He was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you guys, back by unpopular demand.
And I'm Dan.
And I'm Ross.
We are just the normal folk.
Yeah,
who can't
we have to be here.
Can't afford a ticket to the extremely special beachfront festival of podcasting, which we are creating. £2,000 a ticket minimum.
Yeah?
We're talking about Fire Festival today.
Yes.
Because it has been in the news, and particularly my news feed, quite a substantial amount.
And we have deliberately not spoken about this beforehand as well, because Dean knows nothing about it.
I don't know what happened.
Yes.
I know a little bit about it, and you, I think, know everything about it.
Well, I know bits.
You weren't there, but
no,
you know
definitely was not there. So basically, just to give you a quick overview, Ja Rule.
Remember Ja Rule?
I know the name.
Looks like one of those dogs with the long faces, a little bit.
Yep.
An English Bull Terrier.
Ja Rule.
Yes.
And what was he? He was in a couple of films, wasn't he?
Was he?
I'm sure.
Wasn't he a Jet Li one?
Sorry?
Wasn't he a Jet Li one? I'm sure I saw him.
No idea.
No, he played a bit of a... I'm actually going to look it up because
usually
it was a ridiculous
if I
film.
see someone like Ja Rule in a film, I tend to avoid the film. So I probably wouldn't know.
Oh, yeah.
Go on.
Fast and Furious.
Oh, yeah. Of course, yeah.
He was also in Rush Hour, as you said. He was in Next Friday, Fish Tank.
Jet Li, Jackie Chan.
Jet Li's Rush Hour. Wait, what kind of statement are you making here, Ross? Out of interest.
Famously co-starring with Morgan Freeman.
No, it was,
like when he was younger.
It was Jet Li and Ja Rule, wasn't it? We'll glaze over that, Ross.
Yeah, let's skim past that one. He was in The Sopranos as well.
Was he?
Yeah.
Goodness me. Who did he play in Sopranos?
Entertainer.
Okay, good. Yeah.
What does he look like?
That'd be a first, Jim.
He looks like an English Bull Terrier. Let me find a picture of him for you.
Yes, he does look very dog-like, I feel. He's got kind of like one of those faces.
There he is.
Yeah. Nice.
A nice shiny coat.
Yeah. Yes, he does have one of those.
I do have an actual picture of him looking... Yeah, that's the face that I remember.
Oh, very unfortunate looking.
Yeah, he's not a great-looking dude. So basically, what happened is that Ja Rule co-organised. I'm not entirely sure who the other organisers were. Apparently, some sort of investment firm or something like that. A festival called Fire Festival, not the kind of fire you might think, but fire with a
Scottish.
Y. Yes, because they were feeling a little bit mystical about it, and the idea is that it was held on basically an island in the Bahamas. In fact, I've got the.
It was supposed to be like, from what I heard, it was supposed to be an elite festival where the tents were amazing,
yes,
the toilets were fucking fancy.
So it was supposed to be
everything
held
a festival isn't
on a private beach in Great Exuma in the Bahamas, right? So, and the idea was that it was this super exclusive festival, like headliners including like Blink-182, and the idea was, what it was being marketed as is kind of like the minimum sort of ticket price was somewhere around like $2,000, stuff like that. Including sort of flights from Miami over to the island. Promoters billed the event as a cultural moment created from an alchemic blend of music, art, and food. So
it wasn't a hot dog burger vans or anything?
No. Tickets to the luxury spectacle, which included a return flight from Miami on a custom Boeing 737 and accommodation described as eco-friendly geodesic domes, I think that's supposed to say, cost between $4,000 and $12,000. Planned activities were to include morning yoga and meditation on the beach. Performers on the set list were Blink-182, Tiger, again, not as you would expect it to be spelled, Major Lazer, Pusha T, and Disclosure. So basically, what happened is that the people got over there to this island, which is, I mean, sort of in terms of accessibility terms, fairly remote.
So quite a high implication.
And they all got over there, and basically the festival had not really been organised, and these luxury tents were
cashed all the money and done a runner.
These luxury tents were sort of just gazebos. Someone has put a tweet over here saying the cabanas are actually disaster relief tents, the sort of the domed ones, and all this, basically all the bands pulled out because they hadn't got paid. I did read, actually, there's a guy on the internet who worked on the damn thing, and I will tell you his closing statement of the article that he wrote was, and they were so stupid that they didn't even get me to sign an NDA. So he essentially said that he kind of was asked to get on board like a few months back, bearing in mind that for a festival of this sort of size and spectacle, you need like a year's worth of planning, like Reading Festival or Glastonbury or whatever. From the day that they finish that festival, the next year is being planned. And this was sort of like a few months in advance. And he essentially said they had nothing sorted. And he sort of was going through and was trying to sort of like act as sort of artist liaison, speak to their managers and things like that. All the managers for all the bands and things like that were turning around and going, yeah, okay, we'll talk when you get us our money.
Didn't that happen to a festival in Kent?
Did it?
I'm sure that happened at, was it Zoo 8 or something like that?
Oh, I don't know.
want to name that one if it wasn't that one, but I'm sure there was a festival around this way where nobody got paid and all the artists decided to not play. And it was a
vaguely
nightmare.
Remember that.
Do you remember that? I can't remember which one it was, but there was one.
So because of the remoteness of the island and the fact that the festival just sort of ceased to happen, there was none of anything that they had promised over there. And this was being peddled by like A-list celebrities. Like Ja Rule, leading up to it, is like posting tweets from his yacht and things like that. And like people like the
already spending their money.
Who is it? Like Kylie Jenner and people like that are all sort of like basically hashtagging it and, like making it out like this is going to be the exclusive place to be and blah, 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 this sort of thing. So the people kind of got stranded on this island because there aren't flights that regularly go to and from the island. So they have been stranded there. And now that, we're kind of a week and a half down the line, I'm sure they're not still stranded there, but lots of them were stranded there, as in there was no food, there was no water. They were getting provided with these manky like cheese sandwiches with it was like it turned into a disaster relief thing. Relief so tent. It was like
wow.
they were getting given like slices of bread with a couple of pieces of like burger cheese and a bit of like salad, and people were passing out because they were dehydrated. Also, probably the most important thing worth noting is that when everyone arrived there, they discovered there was no alcohol. So there's no beer tent or anything like that.
Bags of ketamine, but no alcohol.
Yeah. Some of the highlights include, there's a picture here of the secure lockers at Firefest, which didn't have any locks on them. Some of the highlighted tweets here are the Fire Festival is 100% a scam designed to teach ignorant rich kids to care about the refugee crisis. Most of us only dream of putting the wealthy in a gulag. Comrade Jar has actually gone and done it. Hashtag Fire Festival. It's just fucking fantastic.
It does sound brilliant. It sounds like they're the kind of people who needed it.
Well, Maddie and I were sort of like discussing this last weekend, and there was a term which Maddie had never encountered before, which I actually quite enjoy as a term, but it was her first experience of the word Schadenfreude.
Go on, what's that mean?
You don't know either.
I know.
It basically it's a word which means taking pleasure in the suffering of others.
Okay.
Yeah, there's an old Gary Delane joke saying, my old teacher said I'd never understand the word Schadenfreude, but he's dead now, so I win.
Very good.
Yeah, so that's kind of what it means. But I think, that word does sometimes sum up the ethos of our podcast.
Yes.
And I think that this is is a perfect example of that. All those rich people ending up on an island and not having access.
It's just gone to
anything.
show that no matter how much money you have, they couldn't buy their way out of cheese sandwiches.
It's a real sad day in the world when you can't trust our multi-millionaire gangster rappers.
Here's a quote for you. William Finley from North Carolina has been tweeting regular updates on the debacle and told Billboard that he paid $2,700 for a pass. He thought he would be entitled to an open bar and overnight villas. Instead, he found cheese in polystyrene boxes. Luggage was delivered in the dark from a cargo container. They're basically disaster relief tents with a mattress on some sort of bed frame, he said. They're not that uncomfortable, but the tents are so poorly made that they'd blow over in a second if there was any wind or rain. So Fire Festival finally tweeted on the 28th of April, which is obviously...
Did they finally respond?
A while ago now. It says, at this time we are working tirelessly to get flights scheduled and get all travellers home safely. Ja Rule is yet to comment. As of our recording on Tuesday, the 2nd of May.
Yeah.
So he's yet to comment. So yeah, that is basically kind of what happened.
When are we going to do Sticky Fest?
Well,
and charge, let's call it £3,000. Then we'll be able to afford some kind of meat to go in those cheese sandwiches.
Well, I think if anything, all we can really promise are good sandwiches, because we have discussed at length the
etiquette of sandwiches. Can I suck the juice out of them?
Good sandwich making and keeping them nice and the juice separate.
Yeah.
When it comes to island selection, can I suggest Sheppey?
No.
You
may not.
I hear the heroin's really nice this time of year. It's a bit Moorish, but it goes down nicely.
We're already on an island. The UK can be the exclusive. No,
it's not very exclusive, is it?
No one wants to come in.
No, we do it on the Isle of Wight.
Oh yeah, that's good. They've already got.
We still own Guernsey, don't we?
They've already got some festival.
Why we still own Guernsey? Let's use that.
Go to Gibraltar and have some tapas.
Yeah, while we still own that as well. Yeah.
Gibraltar would be a good location to do this.
Yeah.
I think that would be great.
Yeah.
They will speak English there, and you can just take your English pounds over there.
Yeah?
Yep.
Do we have friends over there, do we?
We have relatives or friends there.
Yeah. Right, so we've got somewhere to stay. Great.
Done. Yeah.
They'll put us up, right? Even though they've never met us or know us.
All we need to do is get some disaster relief tents.
Yeah.
And then we'll be sorted.
Start investing in craft now, because we're going to buy up all their cheese.
There's no way that we'll be able to strand people like that, because Gibraltar's attached to the mainland of Spain. Though we need somewhere a bit more remote. We could Easter Island. Oh my god, that's my number one bucket list place to go. Is Easter Island?
Is that with the big heads?
Yeah. We can go to Easter Island and do it.
Is that a British Isle?
No, but
no.
I'm sure we could probably negotiate something out.
When we are celebrities, such high-paid celebrities, we can have what we want.
Well, with literally dozens of fans.
That's it.
That I'm sure will support us.
One of them's here, so it's
that's a good point. But you're getting in on the ground level here, so all we need is a £500,000 investment.
I thought you could say all you need is a fall guy.
You're also that. Yeah, but 500 grand first.
All we need is a £500,000 investment from you, and I guarantee you that you will get it back tenfold as long as you sign this document right here.
I currently work in the ice cream mines at Casper's, so I can probably embezzle a couple of litres of chocolate chip towards your fund.
Oh, well, that's better than the cheese sandwiches.
We can usually collect all the drippings over the next couple of years and make one whole ice cream.
Oh, I don't like the term drippings.
Drippings.
No, not big on that.
No?
No. So yes, Fire Festival.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I gave my ticket to someone else.
Yeah, you had one, did you? You were one of the exclusive ticket holders.
No, I was not. Me and Ja Rule fell out a long while ago.
Yeah, the guy that did the kind of expose on it said that allegedly he came over to do like a site inspection. Apparently, the site that was supposed to have the actual, like the stage and things like that was just like a dusty sort of nothing, and nothing had been sort of erected there. There were just apparently there were like feral pigs like just knocking around on the island, and lots of like feral animals and things like that.
Well, that's your filling for the sandwiches right there.
Yeah, exactly.
These rich kids have got no ingenuity.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
They're happy to eat it once someone else has killed it. They won't
Never
kill it
Just
watched-
read Lord of the Flies.
never watched a little bit of Bear Grylls. Like they should be hunting them down.
Mate, I tell you what, we would be, wouldn't we? If we were stranded on that island, give it fucking 3 hours, we'd be hunting animals.
I was going to say, I think 3 is probably a little bit generous.
Well, it's just gone lunch. Let's go kill something.
What I admire is the confidence of Ja Rule, because they must have known that when these people got on the plane, they must have known that there was fuck all for them to land on, and do. So the confidence, they went, yeah, come on, it'll be fine. We'll wing it.
While we're in the air, they're sorted.
I think that seems to be. I think that does seem to be the case. Is that it's kind of just blind.
Optimism.
Yes, blind optimism.
Do you think Joel had anything to actually do with it? Or do you think someone came to him with this idea and went, look, if you back this is going to be amazing. Here's some awesome fucking glittery plans.
Fuck knows. But this guy that did the expose was sort of saying that he spoke to the sort of upper management and saying that these bands haven't got their money, and it was this is going to cost like $500,000 kind of dollars to try and get it all sort of cleared, and they were like, no, that's fine, we'll get that to them. It is literally just blind optimism. They had no plans to sort of like get the stage sorted out or the camping area, so they were trying to put all these plans in. And then I think about a month before it was supposed to happen, I think they fired lots of their staff, and he was basically told that you are sort of lucky enough to be staying on. But he, after a while, I believe he sort of passed on it and said, "Do you know what? I don't want to be involved in this in any way, shape, or form."
How do you just not have any food? That's just such a simple thing to have brought over, even if it came over on the jet with the people. It
very much seems like they haven't thought about any of it. Or maybe it is just like some big plan to torture rich kids, in which case, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, ISIS are really stepping up their game.
Yeah.
They've taken control of Ja Rule's mind.
No.
Wouldn't it be
Our
amazing
best and brightest.
if all of a sudden it got televised and it was like a battle royale on the island, and all the you can take bets on which celebrity
that is the Big
win.
Brother show I would get behind.
This is kind of the funny thing, because people were so desperate to get off of the island, and there were so few flights that there was scraps and things like that at the airport where people were trying to bundle to get to be the first in the plane, or be the first to get to the food, or the first to get to a bed and things like that. People have
never been so desperate for an in-flight meal.
Yeah.
I'll have the veg option if that's all you've got left.
Have you heard United Airlines have got Chinese takeout now?
Really?
Oh.
I'm up for that.
Missed the news about a month ago, did you? That poor chap that got dragged off the plane.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm with you.
The penny has dropped.
All right, sorry.
Fucking hell, that poor guy.
Yeah.
He's laughing away to the bank, whistling as he does it.
Yeah. If he knows where the bank is now.
That's fucking crazy, isn't it? What happened on that flight? They overbooked the flight and then he wouldn't get off.
No, they didn't overbook. They wanted to get their staff on that plane because their staff had a job to do. Had a plane to fly wherever their destination was.
Right.
So they were saying to the customers, oh, we've got to get our stewardesses on this plane because they've got to start work in Connecticut.
The ridiculous thing is that plane that they were on was like an hour's flight.
That's mad.
So essentially, the people on that plane are avoiding like a 5-6 hour car journey.
Yeah,
that is what you're on that flight for, is to avoid that if you want to get somewhere in a hurry or you don't want to drive it or whatever. So the stupid thing is that, because I think from what I've read, they offered them like some nominal amount of money, like a couple of $100 to get off the plane. No one took it, and then they selected people. But
it started off as like 300 quid, then up to $1,000, then $2,000, and I think it stopped at like 2,800.
No, I heard that's where they can go up to like thousands of dollars, but they essentially didn't bother off. So essentially, what they've done is for the price of, like, they could have offered someone a couple of grand to get off that flight, and they would have saved themselves millions of pounds in legal fees and
probably lost business.
Yeah. Well, of course.
They dropped so much percentage in the stock market. They ended up losing like £500 million.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
They could have given someone £1 million and it still would have been quids in.
Well, they could have just if they had a few like flight attendants that needed to be on the next flight, they probably could have just put them in a car.
I'll tell you what, I've driven in the back of a van for longer than that before.
Yes.
Like a transit.
Yeah.
Open van. Dad in the front going left. Did you ever do that?
No.
Oh, every now and again we go down to we'd have to go ride our bikes down the thing, and obviously there was 4 of us, and my dad only had a 3-seater van, so I'd be in the back holding the bikes. That would be like an hour drive.
I remember there was a couple of times when I was a kid when we had to go get something large from like the trade supplies sort of place, and so then I'd get in the back of the car and lay down and then get covered over with a sheet so I could hold the boot closed.
Really? That's really fucking dangerous.
Hold on to all the gear in the car. Hell. Yeah.
No,
I had to get the cover over me so that Dad didn't get in trouble. But
my uncle bought a motorbike, and both of us, that was quite a long drive. And we were holding a motorbike up in the back of the van. So every time my dad would turn, it would the whole weight of the bike would try and crush me, yeah. This is where I got my upper body strength.
Your dad was actually trying to kill you.
I think he was, yeah. Especially the way he was throwing it into those bends.
Survival of the fittest thing. The first 3 kids didn't survive.
That's it.
You were the strongest.
And my sister was the strongest. I was second.
She was one on the bike.
Yeah.
Right, let's wrap this up.
Yep.
We're going to be back on Thursday.
Yep.
With the full-length episode.
Mm-hmm.
You can head to stickitpod.com to send us your first world problems, or the way things seem to be going at the moment, just your sort of general philosophical problems. We've been having a few of those come in recently, and we will solve them for you. And
we will.
We will solve them all. You can head to stickitpod.com. All of the links to our social media, email, etc. are all on there. We'll see you on Thursday. For this week, I have been Dan.
I have been Ross.
And I have been Dean.
Thanks for coming.